Adventure 82. We're now about halfway back down Pleasant Street. We're about to go down and finish off St Saviour's Road of the Lost Hotels. Where did we finish last? We finished the Graham Hotel, didn't we, last time? Domino's Pizza.
Yeah.
So our first stop will be the former Woodville Hotel. So let's go over there first. Right, we've come across this. It looks like maybe just an old house. I'm guessing maybe the sliding door was the garage. But I know someone, somewhere on Temps Passé will know exactly what this is, or was. So if you could let me know, that would be really awesome. Especially if you've got any pictures of it. But just thought it was interesting. It's clearly not been touched for a while. It's got like, I don't know, kind of 1950s, 40s feel to it. Anyway, I digress. We shall now go down to the bottom of Pleasant Street. Right, so I know I've videoed this house before, in the brewery video actually, which is just behind this building. If I come slightly over this way, you'll see there's the brewery just peeking out here, this white building. Now I know when this was originally built, the brewery was part of the house, was part of the grounds. It was, as far as I can remember, when I did the research on the brewery, it was the original owner's house until they turned it into having like a board of directors. What happened to it after that, there's no real mention of, so how it ended up like this, I don't know. If anyone could let me know, that would be brilliant. But it's really sad to see it's ended up like this. And from what I understand, it's another one that's going to be, along with the brewery, turned into flats. This is being demolished, as far as I'm aware, unless Andy have changed their mind, because I'm not always up to date on these things. Andy are supposed to be converting what's left of the brewery building into flats. I don't know if they're going to add any extra onto that. I'd imagine they probably will. But yeah, so if anybody could let me know what happened to this house, that'd be awesome. Right, so I'm just off St Saviour's Road. You can see that's down there. Kids and Erica are down there too. I'm just going past the what's now La Bar Centre. But the reason we're going past there is to look at what's now this apartment building, but was, up until 1999, the Woodville Hotel. Built in 1930, was open for just over 10 years before it was commandeered by the Nazis. And again, this was used as living quarters for certain soldiers, as was the what do you call it, Hotel de France. But because of the grandeur of the Hotel de France, the main original hotel building, that was only for officers. This was for standard soldiers. And then you had, as I mentioned in the last video, the Mayfair Hotel and the Continental were then used for general soldiers and visitors to the Nazis whilst they were over here, as well as storing supplies, etc. But another one I believe a lot of people have fond memories of, and another one I have a few pictures of but not many, so I'll put those in for you. I'd imagine it's probably quite a nice part. If we look around, see it's quite green. It's quite quiet up here, even though you're not too far off the main road. But must be quite a tranquil hotel. So what we'll do now, we'll go back down here, we'll move further up, and the next hotel is the Hotel de France. Now before you turn around and say to me, hang on a minute, you've missed some hotels, There are a few hotels in between here and there, and a few the other way, I believe, that I've missed. That's because there's nothing on them. I can't find out when they're opened, when they were closed, so there's no point in telling you them. And as far as the Hotel de France is concerned, we'll go down this way, you just don't want to stare at the same thing. Yes, it's still open, you are correct. But I looked into the history of this hotel, and despite the fact it's open, it has a colourful history. And the history actually has quite an impact on the area around it. As you'll find out as I'm telling you the story, it's influenced names of areas and all sorts around this area. So off we go to the Hotel de France. Right, so we're climbing the stairs up to the main hotel of Hotel de France. As you're aware, this hotel used to be much bigger, or some will be aware anyway. This section now, which is car park, was subject to a massive fire back in the I think it was late 80s, early 90s. It was set on fire by a painter and decorator, because there was just some rooms being renovated at the time, and the renovator, without realising it, left his blowtorch on, his heat gun on over the weekend, and it set the whole lot on fire. So eventually it was rebuilt, but I didn't have the money to turn it back into a hotel area. So what they did instead is they turned it into the downstairs into a car park, and the top bit is now what's known as the Lido Centre, which has got it's got medical facilities, it's got like a doctors and stuff in it, a pharmacy, that kind of stuff. I think there's some flats in it as well, but what we're interested in is the main building up here. So that's where we're heading once the bin truck's gone, obviously, because he makes a load of noise, can't help it. We'll explain to you exactly why, when we're doing a video on lost hotels, we're actually at an open hotel. Right, before we get into the details of Hotel de France, I'll show you something. You can see here there's a roof here, a little roof here, and a bit in the middle. That's the original hotel. This section here was originally Wellington Hall. They bought that and added it on later. Right, so here we are, Hotel de France. That's the original entrance, not the one over there where the cars pull up now. Purpose built in 1866 by John Ingouville as a hotel. Stunning piece of architecture this one is. Still here, the only one of two that are left on the road. This was the first one ever built on St Saviour's Road, so this started the trend of the hotels that have, all the other hotels we've seen so far. He turned it into the Imperial. It was called the Imperial Hotel originally, not the one on Lamott Street. That wasn't the original Imperial Hotel, this was. It was started up as the Imperial Hotel Company. Started up for £40,000 back in the 1870s. Caused John Ingouville to go bankrupt. He ended up selling it for a lot less than he built it for. He paid for it to be built to an exiled Frenchman. The exiled Frenchman, who I don't know the name of, kept it as a hotel, but also used it as far as I'm aware, what they classed as French class purposes. I don't know what that means. But needless to say that he must have been up to his old tricks when he came to Jersey, because he also got thrown out of Jersey eventually. And this then became abandoned for a while. Taken over in the 1940s by the Germans, because it was still in very good condition. used as an officer's quarters. And then in 1963 was bought again by a lady after it falling out of use as a hotel after the Germans left, and turned back into this lovely hotel you see now, along with the burnt section which was added on later, I believe in the 70s. And then of course they added on Wellington Hall as well, which made it even bigger. But absolutely stunning piece of architecture this is. I don't know who owns it now. Well, they should be very proud they own such a building. Right, next hotel on our travels is the Rex Hotel. So we'll go have a look at that one. It's also the last hotel on our travels. And then we'll have completed St Saviour's Road. I'm not sure which hotels I'll do next. There are a few more I'm going to do. Like I said, I'm running out of ones that actually have stories or anything behind them. But we'll see where we go from here. But for now anyway, off to the Rex Hotel. Right, so we're on our way down to the Rex Hotel. You may notice the sound difference. This is because I'm now having to finish the video on my GoPro because my battery's died on my camera, and the spare one that I had, I may have possibly washed it in the machine and destroyed it. And coincidentally, Erica's the one died too. So I'm just about to go and film the Rex Hotel, which is the last one, like I said, for you. Turns out it's at the other end of the road. I couldn't figure out exactly where it was, and where I thought it was is the opposite end. So we're going back to where we started to finish this, so we finished at the start. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Right, so here we are back where we started. There's the Mayfair Hotel. Turns out, after speaking to a postman, thank you, I didn't know catch your name, but thank you to the postman, that I was never that far away from the Rex Hotel. It's the only one I could pinpoint. And when you look at the Rex Hotel as it was, which I will show you in a moment, and you look at what's there now, you wouldn't know, which is how I was fooled. But the Rex Hotel, and I'm pretty sure some of you are screaming at me right now, was literally directly opposite the Continental Hotel. So this is where the Continental Hotel was if you watched the first video. And this flats here, which is called St Saviour's Place, that's where the Hotel Rex used to be. It was originally called the Lindens when it first opened as a hotel. And now it's flats. Everything's flats. Hang on a minute. Right, so like I say, everything's flats. It's a nightmare. So with that in mind, there's too many flats. The amount of like abandoned houses up there that I've seen, and there's like a whole estate that looks like it's just become a dumping ground that no one's done anything with, called the Quinterville, I think it was the Quinterville Court. My memory's appalling, so you'll have to forgive me. But aren't being used, and then they're building all this, like right next to me here. I understand. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching Adventure 82. They want to go home now, so that's what I'm going to do. And I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.